Hi.
Oh,
Hello.
um, we're going to get started. We've got quite a few people that are going to watch the replay of this. But yeah, thanks for joining us live. I feel like I need some intro music. That's number one. But all things will evolve with time. I want to thank Laura Elizabeth for joining us today on the Amazing Braincast. I am your host, Dr. Jess Norris, and we're here to talk about what we're here to talk about with other neurodivergent business owners and see the types of magical things that they create for our community. And Laura is no exception. She is what is known as a marketing mage, and she specializes in social media strategy, LinkedIn branding, but she has expanded her business model and she's incorporating hypnotherapy into this. I'm really excited about this. I've known Laura for about part of 6 months now, and she has had this transformation over those past 6 months to incorporate hypnotherapy into her business model. I am thrilled to talk about today and hear her thoughts on this, and especially her journey as a neurodivergent business owner. So, welcome. And I would love to start off. I know that in addition to all that you do that is magical with marketing, that you're also a public speaker, and you recently gave a talk on self-belief, how self-belief is your strongest asset, and you did this at the Speak and Shine Summit in London, which sounds absolutely fascinating. But I'd love to hear, before we go into that, I'd love to hear a little bit more about your journey as an entrepreneur and how you got here today. And I understand that there's a really beautiful story about this. So
Oh my gosh, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jess, for that great welcome. So yes, hello everyone. My name is Laura Elizabeth, and yeah, I'm marketing mage at LQD. I sprinkle my marketing magic, and I'm also hypnotherapist in training at LQD Magic. And how did I get here? Well, I worked my way up the traditional career ladder in marketing, excelling my way up until I had head of marketing in my sights in the corporate world and realized, oh dear, I was masking and I was exhausted and I did not enjoy this life. So I became my own boss, freelancing as a marketer, and really loved the freedom and flexibility that it gave me. And it gave me that chance to unmask, to do that healing and do that searching. And then just last year, I came across this opportunity to become a hypnotherapist, and it all fell into place for me. This is where I belong, what I'm meant to do to help others. I'm really passionate with, like, as you say, my talk about self-belief. I think, the neurodiverse community, especially, we have this epidemic of lack of self-belief and lack of self-love and self-worth. And it can be particularly because of the masking. In my childhood, I was parentified, I was forced to grow up quite quickly, and I was taught that these weird behaviors of mine, well, they were weird and they were not appropriate. And I was taught to have to mask and, of course, exhaust myself. And I don't want other people to go through what I went through, having to suffer in silence every single day just to get by, especially when it's something so simple like, the lights are too bright in the office, or it's too hot, or there's, something that's like, well, this actually benefits all of us. And I want to feel comfortable and live as my true, authentic self. And so that's what, I want to help other people with in my hypnotherapy practice.
yeah, no, everything that you're mentioning, I mean, it hits the nail on the head for so many neurodivergent professionals. We struggle, we mask every day. We hit the glass ceiling quite early because of our struggles. And there are just so many simple modifications that can be made again, and I think what you said was so important. These are things that can help everyone, but yet there's still a sense of resistance to implementing these very simple, very very inexpensive, very simple changes that could benefit everyone. Um, and so I get everything you're saying. I'm especially, and it really shows how we a lot of us go down the entrepreneurial path, right? Is because of these rigid rules and sometimes very difficult to navigate rules within a corporate structure. Um, but I'm interested in the hypnotherapy aspect of it. So when I met you, you were a marketing guru, and that's what you were known as. And you had a client base, and you had an established business. But then you've made this transition to include hypnotherapy in your business model. And I am I when you said that, I had to tell you, I know we've had this conversation in the past, but I immediately, when I think hypnotherapy, I think helping people with weight loss. I think helping people with smoking cessation. That it's kind of this misconception. Recognize now that that's a misconception. So how can hypnotherapy help those who you're trying to help? That's the neurodivergent community.
Yeah, you're right. It is a common misconception that hypnotherapy is specifically for something like weight loss or to quit something like smoking. However, hypnotherapy, I mean, at least the training that I'm doing, which I love so much, is it's not just putting someone into trance and then, taking them through that hypnosis. It's, I'm being trained to be a therapist in general, a counselor, a coach. I have all of these techniques and tools at my disposal. And where my intuition comes in is, talking with you and seeing, okay, what will work best for you? Because again, it comes back to that self-belief of we all talk to ourselves. We all have, our beliefs and our programming. And no matter what it is, it could be weight loss or to quit smoking, or it could be a limiting belief, like thinking, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I don't deserve this. It could be things like that. And that you can get to the root of that problem with hypnotherapy. And sometimes, actually, with a lot of neurodiverse people, it's just giving them a safe, comfortable space to feel seen and heard, and to perhaps say something they've never said before, even to themselves. And there's so much power in that, so much healing in just gifting yourself that time and space.
I've often found with my clients is that when they feel safe. So a lot of times with neurodivergent individuals, um, it takes a lot to trust, but when we trust and we trust hard. And so when you've got that element of safe space, when you bring in that element, there's an element of trust that goes with it, and you build this relationship with your clients. And what I really envision is it brings all of the ingredients for success, right? I mean, you get the clarity that you need. You get better ability to make decisions. It can improve your executive function. I can see this being used to help with stimming behaviors that are harmful. I can see this improving confidence on so many levels. I just see so much potential for this. And I think that it is really a novel approach to helping neurodivergent professionals and neurodivergent entrepreneurs. I think that it's absolutely, it's an incredible way and a novel approach to this. And I think that's what interests me. And that's why I really wanted to have you on here, is I think that's something that's really innovative. I don't see anybody else taking this approach. Now, that doesn't mean that there's nobody else doing it, but I see, I see how you're kind of breaking some new ground here. And I wondered if you could give some insight as to this. Is this something that's commonly used? Because I have not seen it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's a very good point. I mean, even just in general, what I'm doing, the marketing background helps me a lot. It does give me that advantage that I know how to reach my audience. And obviously, right now, I officially qualify in July. So right now, I'm a hypnotic marketing mage. So I'm combining all of my skill sets. And yeah, I suppose. Well, therapists in general, counselors, they're well known. And again, I think it's like you say, coming back to a misconception that, oh, it's only something really solid like quitting smoking or something specific like, you know, going through a divorce or something. So then you think, oh, that's not for me or whatever. So I'm making it very clear who I am with the hypnotherapy. Um, it won't always be putting you into trance. Like I say, I've got that toolkit of, okay, maybe you just want to talk it out, or maybe it's some coaching to get you through it and give you that motivation. Maybe it's some tapping points. So it's kind of hypnosis, but it's not always. It's you have to do that talking through it first to find out what the root of the issue is.
No, it's true. Now you and I have talked about some of your core values. I mean, you've really done, you and I dove deep into recognizing what your core values. And one thing that I've always admired about you is one of your core values, and that's your core value of giving back to the community. And I know there's a story that's rooted in that. Um, but that is something that is first and foremost on your core values list. And so I am especially interested in how hypnotherapy can help neurodivergent individuals give back. I think that's a really important aspect of this.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, give back to each other. So again, like I say, um, I really know how it feels and I don't want other people to suffer like that. I mean, I've always had this calling throughout my working life. I would seek out whatever opportunity there was to give back in the work sense. And I became known as that person you could go to for support, to confide in, and to get advice and things like that. So it was more of a general thing at first. And then it did become more apparent as I became more confident and became setting an example of just living as my true authentic self. I've got my bubbles, I'm wearing my pink, my rings. I was letting my tattoos show. It gave other people that confidence to do it too. And I also do that a lot when I share my personal stories of escaping a toxic family and, an abusive relationship and workplace environments because of the whole masking thing and showing that I'm here now. I'm living, I'm thriving, and I'm able to give back and help others. You can do it too. So I like to give that motivation because I know back then that would have done so much for me, in the deepest pits of despair. If I was to see someone, maybe it's on LinkedIn with my daily affirmations, or maybe you see them in person, or, they actually talk with you, to have that little push because you don't know what someone's going through. And sometimes they really are looking for that sign from the universe of to keep going, you've got this.
Yeah, listen. You and I have been following each other. I think since June of last year. And if anybody that's hearing this broadcast, if you're within the sound of my voice, if you are not following Laura Elizabeth Quelch on LinkedIn, please do so. She's going to go ahead and put that in the chat, and for those who are watching the replay, we're going to put that in the discussion. But you've got to follow her. Her stories are incredible. You've overcome adversity. as a lot of us have, but everybody's got their particular story of adversity. And it makes us appreciate each other so much more, especially in this tight-knit community that we're in. Um, Now, getting back to the hypnotherapy part, you've got a Kickstarter. You've got a Kickstarter that you're working on now. So tell us a little bit about that Kickstarter, that Kickstarter that you started. And I know it's coming to a close pretty soon, but tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, yeah, very exciting. I feel like it's quite like my entire hypnotherapy journey, really, of I've very much just gone with my heart and my intuition of just go for it and see what happens. So I decided to launch a Kickstarter versus a donation page for my lqdmagic hypnotherapy business. As as the name suggests, it's to help me kickstart this business so that by the time it gets to July, I've already helped people. So that if you're not familiar with Kickstarter, it's um, people are able to pledge for something where they can get a reward. So I'm offering things like a hypnotherapy session, a hypnotherapy package, a this one's the most popular one, a personalized recorded hypnosis that you can
Oh,
listen to at any time. Yeah, and there's a range of other things, or you can simply just donate the cost of a coffee to help me get going. Um, and so it's exclusive and limited in the sense that when I do qualify in July, these prices and these rewards won't exist.
right.
So this is a one-time only thing. And yeah, it's to help me, like I say, I'm really passionate about giving back. So I want to be able to do that. I want to have the resources to be able to help others. And especially to be able to offer people who aren't in that position to do that. So to be able to offer free hypnotherapy sessions. So I just have all these amazing ideas, like with the YouTube channel, all these different ways that I can help others. And yeah, typically me being spiritual, I've picked Friday the 4th of April, 1234 GMT time. So that's 12:34. And that's when it ends. And so that that would be it. So yeah, today's Wednesday. So definitely hop on over there and check it all out.
And you'll
With
and you'll put the Kickstarter link in both the chat and the discussion
yeah.
areas for the recorded version of this. Um, because I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the start of something that I think is going to be very big and very, very prominently used over time. I think it's just going to absolutely explode. Um, and correct me if I'm wrong, but these offerings that you're doing through the Kickstarter, your hypnotherapy sessions, are these parts of case studies that are crucial to your certification process, or am I on base with that?
Yes and no. So to pass my qualification, I have to do 3 case studies for each module. However, since putting it out there in October, I've people were reaching out and sharing these really personal stories with me, and I'm like, I want to help them. So I'm offering case studies for anyone who wants to reach out, really. So yeah, again, if you that sounds like you, drop me a message on LinkedIn and I'd be happy to support you.
I want to end with just some final thoughts, and again, I absolutely love this time. This was great. What for our audience, for the neurodivergent professionals that are looking to make the change to entrepreneurship, for neurodivergent entrepreneurs that are looking to level up their business as a business owner, right? As somebody who has had their own business for quite some time, what's the one piece of advice that you can provide them to to ensure that they will be on the path to success?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I would say check out my YouTube channel and watch my talk, How Self-Belief is Your Biggest Asset, or talk to me and I'll give you a personalized version. Because that's what I would say. I even say that in my LinkedIn marketing course, self-belief. No matter what you do. Oh yes, thank you. I will do YouTube link. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Um, yeah, self-belief. That's what I'm always saying is like no matter how successful you are, at the end of the day, if you don't believe you deserve this success, then you're not going to enjoy it. So I would say that like believe in yourself, treat yourself kindly and know whatever happens, you've got this. You're trying your best. All those sorts of like that positive mentality. Look towards and not focus on things to avoid.
I
Yeah.
love it. Okay, recap. So, call to action. Um, if you're not following Laura, follow Laura on LinkedIn. She also has a YouTube channel, which she's going to put in the link and in the for the recorded version in the description. Um, can they DM you for further information or just to
Yeah,
really kind
cool.
of connect? Yeah, further. That I think that's great. That's how I got in touch with you, and it's really blossomed into an awesome collaboration slash friendship. I love what we're doing together, and look forward to continuing that journey with you. As far and then the Kickstarter, absolutely check out her Kickstarter. Um, and, shameless plug for me. I'm going to be doing this on a regular basis. I'm going to be bringing in neurodivergent business owners, entrepreneurs, and professionals that are looking to make that transition. Just getting all different types of perspectives. So if you're not following me, follow me on LinkedIn at Dr. Jess. Well, I don't even actually know what my handle is, but Jessica Norris. And I have a business page called Amazing Brain Consulting. So please do that. Laura, it's been an absolute pleasure. And
Thank you.
Kim, thanks for joining us. And listen, we'll get the recording up soon. And it was so much fun talking to you. And we'll see you for the next Amazing Braincast.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Okay, all right,
Bye.
bye. Bye.